Yeah, I put it there. Yeah.
So tell me.
Okay. Gonna be a spawn camping here. How's it going? What's up? That was her.
Oh, probably because
You usually get up on the other side though.
Randy's there.
I know. He's probably just gonna.
That's how everyone's feeling because they're all being.
So far, I've messed up 0 things with this controller, babe.
Before you what?
This controller feels good.
How are you? For playing.
Nice. How do you cancel like that? With the Popgun? There's a few different ones. Do you know which one you're talking about? I'm using B's controller, which is like kind of a new controller, so.
Maybe I'll get some like the manga chopper
Card.
art. Yeah,
Is that your dream One Piece card?
it'd be really nice to have.
Like if you could pick one.
Yeah, probably.
Actually, never asked you that, so. Because we're new to it. Will the FF7 themed sub count come back? Probably should, right? There's a few different Popgun cancels. There's this one where you're holding shield, and I'm holding shield the whole time. So every time I Popgun, it cancels. As long as you hold it long enough. You can just tap it to shoot it, but this is Popgun cancel aerial. So this is special plus jump plus grab and direction on the control stick. Grab plus direction gets you the aerial you want. I have my L button set to jump for this. Makes it pretty easy. Then there's Popgun Cancel Special, which is special, let go of special, press and hold special, direction on control stick plus grab. And that will give you that grab plus direction will give you the special move you want. You can do any special, including itself. So you can technically Popgun cancel special into Popgun. So that can include like some B reverses, which is kind of hard, but when you're locked in, you got it. You don't have to do grab for the special cancel. You do. Well, that's the way I'm doing it, at least. I'm pretty sure you have to. And then the other one I do is called shield storage. It's very similar to the first one. But, you hold shield while you're airborne or doing an animation, so it's not as easy. For example, during this back air, I started buffering a shield storage towards the end of the move. Since I was in the back air animation, I can't immediately air dodge when I press a shield button. So as I come out of the animation, I'm pressing special and shield, and the game will choose special. So I'll do the shield cancel Popgun. That's called shield storage, which is a little technically different than just shielding on the ground. Well, maybe because I'm doing it with grab, it's my shield input. You know what I mean? In this scenario. Do you always use the shield grab version of up smash? You mean the up plus grab while holding shield? Most of the time, yeah. Unless I want to charge it. A lot of the time in like shield scenarios, you're not looking for like big damage or a kill. You're mostly looking just for a response that works. So usually just getting the consistent frame 5 is really good, but there's some scenarios where you might want to charge it to like secure a kill, but if it's something that's that punishable as to where you could charge the up smash, you might do something else. Also, like, a lot of the time, like, the numbers can be pretty finicky when it comes to, like, shield stuff, so usually you just want the fastest. Samus versus Sephiroth. That's a weird one, because I play Diddy, and Samus is, like, really, really stupid for Diddy. And unfortunately, Sephiroth isn't, like, the greatest character at just covering zoners for Diddy. A lot of sword characters can do well versus zoners, but Sephiroth doesn't do well versus that many of them. But I think what Ned said makes sense. I guess that's some sort of starting point, right? Yeah, I'd be really careful using side B when in neutral, unless you have some sort of advantage established. Because even if it's a trade with something else Samus has, Samus is gonna come out of the situation like favored, you know what I mean? If it's a Shadow Flare versus like a Charge Shot or something like that, like it's gonna be pretty obvious who won the trade. So I'd be careful doing certain things like that that you would usually do in neutral. I would play it a little safer and wait until you have some sort of established advantage. Whether it's like she doesn't have Charge Shot and her shield is weakened, or you've already hit her and you're just looking for more advantage. Something like that, because doing your typical things you would do as Sephiroth versus Samus in neutral aren't going to work out, because something like Shadow Flare isn't transcendent, so it's not even going to work out that well. So if you do a back air and then get buffered shield state Popgun cancel, does it not make you air dodge immediately? No. If you time it right, you'll be doing both inputs at the same time. And the way Ultimate works is if the game is deciding between air dodge and special in that situation, the game will prioritize special. So you can just keep holding it after and continue to do it. If you mess up, you air dodge, which I mess up the back air shield storage a lot, but it's definitely the best aerial to do it with in terms of how quickly you can do it. Like I was practicing last night and messing it up a lot, but I think it's worth trying. But since Diddy has bad air mobility, if you burn that air dodge, you're just a sitting duck. It's kind of like a flow to it. You're not pressing shield immediately. It's kind of as it's finishing. As it's finishing, you press both. Diddy takes advantage of that Smash Ultimate stuff a lot, where the game has to decide between a couple different things. It's usually for like special moves. Yeah, platform movement is good, Simon, because in a situation like that, you don't have to waste your shield health too much, you know what I mean? So you can add an extra layer to your movement with the platforms. You don't have to lock yourself in shield the whole game. And if you catch them doing a poorly timed or spaced projectile, you can whiff punish without having to put your hurt box there beforehand. So, you know, that can apply to like any matchup, but since Sephiroth doesn't deal with like really good zoners as well as you would like, because his sword moves aren't fast enough and his projectiles aren't really that good, you have to be a bit more general, I think, with the way you play. Yeah, I usually do this, where you just hold it, let go, instantly grab ledge. Because ledge release isn't very good. Like that's below the ledge. You usually want to do it close to ledge, so you immediately grab it. If you do ledge release up B, you might as well be doing ledge release back air. Because the best thing Diddy has off ledge release is definitely back air. Pretty simple. Banana in hand changes a little bit, but kind of like Rob Laser Simon, where You don't want to force it, but if they waste a charge shot, they do have to charge it again, right? So like trying to analyze how they play and position themselves to like get a new charge shot is important. You want to brute force and like start running into them, but it is a better time to be aggressive. Yeah, I think because Samus is usually pretty responsive against Sephiroth, like punishes things out of shield, with punishing with like the better projectiles, essentially like outranging Sephiroth. Sephiroth has to try to be a bit more proactive, which he's not very good at, but you can get a lot of grabs, I think, versus Samus in those moments where she doesn't have all of her resources to just preemptively throw out. But yeah, I think it's pretty hard matchup. I might just watch some players. I was actually gonna ask the chat, what were the most recent Japanese tournaments that you guys think would be the best to watch? I'm sure someone might have a pretty good answer for that. What character do you struggle against the most? So I play Diddy, but obviously some of it might not be Diddy related. I struggle with Steve. I struggle with Duck Hunt. I do struggle with Roy statistically, like pretty rough. There's a bunch. Sumabato? Was that the most recent like big thing with like a bunch of big names?
Sorry, Tony, I skipped you. Yeah.
A lot of that is definitely Diddy Kong related. Roy's a weird one though. I think Roy might do better against Diddy than people think, but it might just be a me thing, you know? Also, it's not like I've played against every character like 30 times in tournament, so sometimes it might just be coincidence if I have that many losses. 47, someone said. Sumabato 47. Is Wii Fit Diddy also hella annoying? I'm sure it can be. I think I might know that one a little bit better, or I might have the patience for it. 49, not 47. Sumabato 49. So what do we got here? Trying to see if there's like names in here that I want to watch.
No.
Doesn't look like it. Might need to find a different tournament. Do you have a favorite hard matchup? What's hard for Diddy? I feel like I'm much more confident against like some of the links than a lot of Diddy players. Mega Man, Wolf, probably some other ones. What makes you struggle against Duck Hunt compared to other zoners? Are you saying Diddy being the zoner or Duck Hunt being harder than other zoners? For Duck Hunt being harder than other zoners, it's mostly just because he has more of the problems. Like he has a lot more. I don't understand how Diddy Wolf is bad for Diddy. His air mobility plus range on his aerials just kind of brutalized Diddy in the sense of like you can't really jump up when you see him jump. And his mobility is so hard that you can't just throw a banana at him too easily either. So his disadvantage can be a little tough to deal with when he's above you. Laser is obviously very, very strong versus Diddy because it's transcendent. Wario's like I'm pretty good at it, but it's a pretty damn hard matchup for Diddy. I have fun with Mario, but I wasn't sure if how people feel about it from a Diddy perspective. Like I think it's the easiest Mario like character of all of the like Mario, Luigi, Wario, Doc. Like I think Mario's the easiest for Diddy specifically. Because they all can be pretty hard, so. Seth beats Wario pretty hard. I think that matchup was terrible for Sephiroth. I'd rather do Diddy Wario than Seph Wario, to be honest. I'm glad you think Sephiroth beats Wario. That's a ray of hope in my life, but what other Japanese tournaments were there in the last month or two? Because this Sumabato doesn't really have a lot of the names I wanted to watch. Unless they lost super early.
My God. Okay. Happened to you.
What if Seth gets buffed the next game? It's possible. It would be nice. I'm not trying to watch Diddy VODs necessarily. We could definitely do that maybe sometime, but I was just trying to watch some of the better players in general, not Diddy players. Yeah, Wario can time back air on Octaslash in any way because back air hits every ledge hang in the game. Wario's back air, that is. And Sephiroth doesn't snap the ledge with Octaslash. So you can actually time it so the Octaslash doesn't hit Wario and he can come down with a back air and always hit it. It's pretty crazy. The pretty crazy win condition Wario has versus Seth. I didn't know about it until I was playing friendlies versus Gluto, and it was his main way of like killing me. I was just like, what the fuck do I do? Yeah, I'm not looking to do it for content purposes, but that would obviously be a good one to watch regardless. You finally gave up.
Yeah. I got beat up too much.
I think Diddy Corn is good for Diddy. I think Diddy wins. Yeah, Sephiroth doesn't really have the opportunity to land hard-hitting moves versus Wario. I feel like if you're ever hitting Wario, it's going to be like a sour spot aerial that does like, you know, not even 10 damage. Wario's just never going to grab the ledge, so you're never going to be able to kill him. You know, it's not like you're going to be landing a sweet spot up air versus Wario. So he's just never in a spot where he's like in danger. Like F-tilt's not a reasonable move to land on Wario. You're never gonna be like ledge trapping because he doesn't have to go to the ledge. Like, and even if you do, like, what are you gonna ledge trap him with? You're not gonna land Shadow Flare. Like,
Oh, the 6 move arena because Walmart.
oh wow.
So far.
It's annoying. Like Puff Seph is annoying, but on steroids. Yeah, exactly. Puff Sephiroth is not easy. So Wario Sephiroth is clearly gonna be pretty bad. I don't think Wing Sephiroth is good at dealing with Wario. He can be directly above Sephiroth and still just play purely reactionary. He's not going to get hit by anything too dangerous. A sour spot up air at best, you know what I mean? Because Wing doesn't change the frame data. In some ways, it's the same reason why Diddy Wario is so bad, but for Sephiroth, I think it's a bit worse. Diddy has a little bit more options, but he still struggles in very similar ways, where Wario just doesn't really have to be in danger of a lot of things. I'm not sure, grape soda. I'm really not sure. Bro. Retreating up air is so good versus Wario, who's like a bit too preemptive. But it becomes such a liability when they're not. Retreating up air versus Wario is surprisingly, like, even if they're grounded, surprisingly they have enough ground speed to get to a dangerous point. And, bro, like, the parries and shit. And then they just go back to being airborne and, like, oh my god. I think if he had to respect the other spacing moves more, it would be easier to know when to use certain things, but for Wario specifically, you're using up air the most, and because of that, I think it just becomes such a liability. Like, it ends up being the most telegraphed, like, crazy, like, obvious thing. And then obviously Wario gets to use up air a bit more versus Sephiroth because he's big, and the back air win condition is kind of just a ridiculous cherry on top for him. Any specific VODs you're thinking about reviewing? I was just thinking about watching certain players. Like Mia, Hurt, Aquila, like, you know, the obvious stuff. How do you think Diddy does versus Cloud? I think it's a pretty close matchup. Maybe like an even or slight Diddy favor. But it's really close. Cloud has a lot of the things that are really good versus Diddy, so. And then, like, you know, like watching someone like Spargo or something. What the? Was that him? Sound like Tiny.
Dude.
How do you think Diddy does? Oh, sorry. Already answered that. You're in a mood, bro. How effective do you think retreating air would be instead of up air? Versus Wario, I mean, I think it's a little bit better because you're not gonna explode for doing it, but it's gonna be a bit of a nothing burger, to be honest.
What the hell was that?
Something that's good to have versus Diddy is if you don't have to respect the monkey flip mini game. You know what I mean? Essentially, a lot of characters, if they want to deal with a monkey flip that's like defensively like trying to escape, if you have certain mobility stats, you can threaten the no monkey flip and you can punish the monkey flip because you have enough speed. So any character that doesn't have to be preemptive in that scenario has a huge advantage that some other characters don't have. For example, Fox, right? If Fox hits Diddy and he's below Diddy, Fox doesn't care what you do, right? He's gonna set up a parry, or he's just gonna attack where Diddy is, and if you monkey flip, he's gonna reposition on reaction and keep the scenario going. Whereas you know, Little Mac has to do something super preemptively despite being in advantage. So Diddy gets to reset. So Cloud has think of like Palutena or Cloud versus Diddy, where they have the general everything stat where they can respond without having to be too preemptive. So they can hold their advantage and get kills and exploit the fact that Diddy has no air mobility without having to do something crazy. So, you know, especially when you add limit to it. But I think of Cloud and Palu, where they have all the range, all the ground speed, all the air speed, you know, frame data to do that. So those are good things to have versus Diddy, because that's why you got to be so good with the tech stuff, because Diddy either has nothing, right? Like, that's me hard drifting. Like, this is me hard drifting. That's as far as I get. So monkey flip is great because it goes from going nowhere to going super burst. But it starts to become a weakness versus those fast characters if you're going nowhere or you're bursting. So the Popgun stuff is really interesting because you're patching up that middle ground of having no air mobility and having those micro movements to really take advantage of your opponent and keep them guessing. So that's why they're the most important thing ever. But yeah, the really good characters versus Diddy just don't care. So he's gonna get ledge trapped, he's gonna get juggled, like resetting to neutral becomes like pretty crazy. So that's a general thing that's strong versus Diddy, other than just, you know, the roadblocks versus banana, like things that have health. So the popgun cancels are very important because it's not gonna fix Diddy's weakness, but it's definitely going to make it look like you're fixing the weakness, and that's how you take advantage of your opponent. Yeah, exactly, Odyssey. That's why I'm a fan of the shield state during hit stun, because you're technically not doing anything, but unfortunately, it depends on the move you get hit by. If you get hit by a strong move, you actually can't shield storage out of hit stun. If it's weak enough, you can do it. So sadly, you have to know what works. Also, there's the obvious example of if a character's fast enough, Diddy doesn't just pull banana all the time. You're fooling them into thinking Diddy is better than they are. Exactly. That's literally a lot of Diddy stuff. Which is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. If you get someone to start respecting, like if I'm playing against Palutena and she starts respecting my disadvantage state, that's great. Because she has the high jump, she has the ground speed, the big hitboxes, like the moves are fast enough. But if she's getting freaked out because I have all these little things, it's gonna help a lot. So you're saying this character is secretly trash. It can really feel like it versus a character that just bullies him. Like he's not getting banana. They're fast enough where they don't care about any of the mix-ups, you know what I mean? This is a bit of an exaggeration, but if y'all know how it feels to be Melee Luigi getting hit in the air, with Diddy, it's kind of like that versus a character that has the tools. So... I remember I was playing versus Light at a tournament, and I got hit and took like 1,000,000 damage, right? You know, I kind of just explained why stuff like that's hard to deal with. And I retreated to the ledge. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make Light work harder for it, and like, you know, Diddy doesn't, like, I kind of just have to fight for my life, you know what I mean? So I went to the ledge, and the caster, which I can hear because they're like close by, it's just like, yeah, don't know why Tweak went to the ledge there, kind of just threw away stage control. And just couldn't focus the rest of the set. Like, that's on me, obviously, like, but, I was so mad the rest of the set. Like, I could not believe that. I'm playing Fox versus Diddy Kong, just getting hit 1,000 times, and that's what they had to say. That shit sucked, dude.
Not you. Maybe smells like an onion. I like an onion.
But yeah, that's a good example of the characters that do well versus Diddy. Stream bugged out. Every day.
What? It's fine.
The audio, they said. That's what they said last time too.
I feel like it's a multi-shoot. Things started happening.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a speed test. Not sure if y'all can even hear me, but that's cool.
No, it's not. It's upload.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Oh.
That's
That's supposed to be like 1,000 both ways.
No, you can't. Get 1,000 up.
60.
That's perfect. Not our internet. Once.
It's probably gonna get better.
I
Oh.
do think that it's the stream software. Yeah, there's no sound on Twitch. I would just end it again. I do think it's because you're
Did I stop multi-streaming?
I mean, probably no. No. I just I don't. Oh,
Audio's back.
sorry. Alright.
Get right.
Let me know if bad.
Sorry, y'all.
It's weird because that's why I think it's a Streamlabs issue, because when you have these problems, it never affects YouTube. It only affects one of the things you're streaming on. Maybe we should lower your bitrate before the next stream.
Yeah. Alright, I kind of want to watch some matches.
Man,
Let me look into it.
do I say hi to the stream? Say hi, Raymond. You go. Remy! Here, let me drop it. Back it up, huh? Like a Cheeto. You smell like a Cheeto!
My entire computer just went black. My stream just, yeah, GG's. Can y'all hear me? It does this sometimes where my OBS goes black and it shits out for a second, but then y'all can see me, but I can't see the stream. And you can't just like refresh OBS, like I don't know. This is not going well. So weird. What is the most recent Aquila Mia set? One second. Except this little section, which is frozen anyways.
But it's fine on.
Yeah.
Us.
Delta.
Wait. Wait. You're dropping from the screen.
Jeez.
And if. Can you just tell me you're right back?
Try to end the stream.